Hello and welcome to today's practice. We will have a little bit of movement, but not crazy hard today. So just come to arrive at the front of your mat. Bring your toes together, your heels apart. Lift those toes off. Reconnect them down. You can close your eyes now if you want to. And then just take a little sway from side to side, wrap your thighs, drawing those glutes in, those inner thighs together, tops of your quads roll out. And let's just take a breath to our bellies. And taking a moment with that breath to notice what may be just in your little circle of being. Sensations on your skin, on your feet, on your hands. Maybe any sounds you can hear. And just noticing these. And it is with this noticing that we can quieten them, quieten any response in our mind. And let's slowly draw a longer breath in all the way to our belly. Noticing if your shoulders come up to your ears as you breathe in, and if they do, this time on your next breath, trying to keep those shoulders more relaxed. And then on your next breath, keeping your eyes closed, let's deliberately, intentionally bring those shoulders up to our ears. This hunch that we can find ourselves in through a day when we're quite stressed, and then bringing those shoulders to kiss. You might find that your fingertips are just touching now. And bring those hands now to the sides of your ribs. So your shoulder blades are coming to kiss behind you. Let's float our eyes open and take a bend in our knees as we take our gaze up. So just pressing on the front of your shins and then coming back up to stand. Roll those thighs towards each other, and let's bring those hands behind, interlace them. Again, taking a micro bend in your knees, bringing your hands over to the left. Gaze stays up and back to center, over to the right. So starting to find your rhythm with your breath. Might be you inhale with a movement and exhale with the pause. Let's bring those arms all the way up above your head now, and bring your left hand to your right wrist and draw yourself over. Let's straighten through that right leg. So you're creating space all the way through the right side of your body. And then coming back through center, change those legs and bring space to the left side of your body. And come back through center. Let's bring those arms to Charlie's Angels, fingers to Charlie's Angels, and just send them tall. Coming into that squat, send your sit bone behind you. Breathing tall. And then float those arms over, coming into your forward fold. So you might find your knees are still quite bent here. If it's your morning, I find if I practice in the morning, my legs are so much tighter than in the evening when my hands are nice and flat on the mat. So just accepting wherever you're at is where you're meant to be at. And arriving in that forward fold, nod your head yes. Shake your head no. And just taking a bend in that right leg, coming to wrap around that left. Draw yourself down and around. And coming back through center.
Let's take ourselves over to the right. Down and around. And coming back to center. Let's pause here for one breath in a forward fold. Inhale. And then exhale, surrender down, knowing on your next inhalation, you'll lift to a half lift. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins. Take your gaze over the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, take that right foot back behind you, drop that knee and untuck that toe. So normally we've been keeping this toe tucked in an active low runner's lunge, but we're just going to pause here and work on opening through this whole hip region. So once we've opened and unlocked that toe, you might find you can sink a little bit deeper into this whole right side of your leg. If you need to fold your mat, please do. It might be you want to put a blanket under your knee. And so just coming here, tucking away my label, and pausing with this thigh, surrendering down the front of your right thigh, just allowing yourself to be in this opening. I like to think of it as a push me, pull you, where I'm drawing one way and then the other. Breathing into the front of your hip flexor. So this can be quite intense. And then when you are ready, bringing your left hand on the inside of your left foot. I'm just going to turn around. So we have that knee down. I'll roll my mat over. We're going to bring this left hand on the inside and pause here so your left foot is going slightly wider. So with this hip opening, we're drawing it now slightly wider. So we work a lot on drawing in and tightening and creating this stable platform, but we also want to make space. Increase that blood supply. And now if you want to come down onto your forearms, you can. If you have blocks, you may rest on your blocks, or you may just stay where you're at. So allowing your mind to go to wherever is talking to you. And your breath, taking your breath to the head of your left femur, taking it through that pelvic girdle to your right hip flexor, and just really enjoying the sensations that are going through your body, trying not to fight them, trying to embrace them, and then pressing up into your hands, coming all the way back up. Let's tuck that back toe, lift that back foot and just send it back now, lifted. So you are having it's more of a high runner's lunge situation, but it's a wide one. You're train tracking your feet. Okay, so I'm just going to untuck my mat. Hands are on the inside. Now bring that left hand to the outside of that left foot. Let's drop that back foot and press up and come all the way up into our warrior two. So taking a moment to get here, you can send your whole being forward. So let's bring those arms up and send everything forwards, and then bring your torso back. Yes. So gaze is over that middle finger. And you can check that back arm. Just see that it hasn't gone super high or super low. Take your drishti over your middle finger, and then just relaxing through your jaw. Try and let those shoulders relax. Drawing that spine long. And then exhaling, coming into that side angle, sending that top arm nice and long over your ear, pressing into the outside of that right foot, wrapping that right thigh. So if you're trying to open through that whole right side of the body, breathing into your hip flexor, breathing into your armpit and drawing your breath to your feet, and knowing that on your next inhalation, that breath is going to press into your feet and draw you up into your peaceful warrior. So just coming back with this right arm curving under, and with that movement it allows your torso to swivel back. So your top arm can be looking down at your face and sink a little bit deeper into that front leg. And breathing into those ribs. And on your next inhalation, let's all draw up. Arms come up, gaze over middle finger, and then cartwheeling that right arm up and over. Press into the mat. Send your left foot back and come into our down dog. So just pedaling out. Drop your right heel, look under your right armpit. Drop your left heel, left armpit. Noticing where might be talking to you. Are you tight in a place where you think, goodness, why am I tight there? I always find that interesting when I have an unusual spot. So for me today, it's the back of my left calf. I think, what have I been doing? So let's bend those knees, send your belly to your thighs, and then just dropping through those heels. Enjoy this inversion, this quietening of your whole nervous system. And taking 2 more long yogic breaths here, where our exhalation runs longer than our inhalation. And when you're ready, you're going to hurdle up and over on those toes, inhaling forwards and pausing in your plank. So just enjoying the strength that you have created over the last few weeks. You know, you're coming out the other side of a pretty intensive process, and it can make you feel a lot stronger both mentally and physically. And the plank position, I find, is a lovely one for you to just really rejoice in that strength. So we're going to move into our snaky snake, so knees, and then you bring those shoulders to the tops of your hands and your chest and your chin. Send your sit bones, your tailbone up, your gaze forwards, fill your belly. And then exhale that pelvic floor, that navel to spine, and just allow yourself to sink on down with your whole front of your body coming through into your gentle cobra. So let's rise up for 1 and down. We're taking 5 of these. Inhale up. So your feet are resting on the floor, and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. One more for luck, and up. And then let's press into our hands, send your chin to your chest, and ripple your way all the way back to your down dog. Good, pedaling it out. I'm just going to turn around so that I am facing you for this next round. And taking a breath in stillness. Let's drop that left heel, slide that right leg high, and then bring it all the way through. You're going to gently lower that knee, untuck that toe, so your other foot is back. You're doing the other side now. And so take a moment here just to check in with that pelvic girdle. I wouldn't ever do this in a class where no one has ever tried yoga, because with our pelvic girdle we store so much and it can sit really tight, and this can be really intense. But because you've been practicing, you've created this opening, you've created muscle memory, so you know your body understands where it needs to hold on when you're coming into a pelvic opening. Okay, so pausing here and then taking that right hand on the inside of that right foot, taking a few breaths here before you come down. So checking in, does the side feel different? Does it feel exactly the same? Have you managed to align your body? And then just letting yourself come on down. So you might find that this side is far too tight. I know my right hip is definitely stickier than my left, and it's a congenital thing, so my whole family has it. My mum, my nana. Be interesting to see if my daughter does. So for me, it's even more important that I continually try to maintain this balance on this side of my body, because it can get quite sticky and tight and move into my lower back and then up into my neck. So just breathing my way to release, breathing your way to release. Take that breath all the way down to the head of that femur. And when you are ready, you can bring yourself back up, pressing yourself gently up, moving nice and slowly, and then walking that foot back in again. So close the train tracks, tuck that toe, that back toe, and take a moment here, almost in your high runner's lunge, and coming into your warrior two. So however it felt good for you to cartwheel those arms up, drawing yourself tall, and then sending your weight into that front leg, pressing into the outside of that back foot, and just come on down. So letting that whole body come forwards, and then draw your torso back with your legs staying where they are. Good. Gaze over that middle finger. Breathing in, drawing through that pelvic floor, that navel to spine. And with these warrior postures, they're a great way to start the day, or before you have to maybe go on a meeting call, go into the office, if that is coming up for you. Exciting. Drawing that spine long and coming over to that side angle. Let's take that gaze up towards the ceiling, rolling through your torso. And you can really press forwards with your pubic bone. So just knowing that the peeling back of your top left hip flexor, that hip is what can create this opening in your quad, through this hip flexor, through your rib cage, looking up, and then pressing into those feet. Let's come back to our humble warrior. Good. So sinking a little bit deeper, you might find you've come out of it a little bit, creating that strength in your feet, that platform of your feet. Breathing to your belly, sinking down. Two more breaths, pressing into that back foot. Wrap that top thigh. And then when you're ready, drawing those arms up and over, cartwheeling them down. Press into the mat, Send your right foot back behind you, coming into this down dog, pedaling it out. Enjoying the inversion, the opening, the blood supply. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. And let's slowly come up and over on those toes to hurdle to our plank. Come onto your forearms, pausing in your forearm plank. Heels go back, wrap your thighs. Take your breath to your belly, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And just pausing here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to your knees, come all the way down. And just pause and flapping fish, toes together, forehead on the backs of your hands, and just rock from side to side. And on your next inhalation, lift your head. Send your hands behind you, palms facing up. Bring your ankles up, take hold of your ankles and lift up into your bow. So this lovely compression in the back of your spine. Now, it's very rare that we come into this shape. And one more breath. And then lowering down, keeping those knees wide, hands into the mat, peeling yourself back, coming into your child's. Knees are wide, forehead's connecting with the mat. Breath to belly. 2 more breaths here. Relax your shoulders. And just moving super slowly, walking those hands back. Dropping over to your left sit bones, letting those legs come out in front of you. So we're sitting now. And you'll just allow yourself to sit in your seated mountain pose. Hands come to the side of your sit bones. Draw your toes towards you. Draw your spine long. Bring your arms up above you. Take hold of that right wrist. Come to the left. Press into your sit bone. Take hold of your left wrist. Come to the right. And then bring yourself nicely forwards, just to either rest underneath your knees so you can really bend them and cuddle yourself down. Or you can bring your hands to hold on the underside of your feet. And just resting here. If you can straighten a little bit more through your legs, take that straightening, but no stress on the lower back. Just be where you're at. And as I say, depends what time of the day you're practicing to how your body feels. It's quite a good thing to change it up. So when you're ready, exhaling, letting that pelvic floor, that navel to spine draw into your body. And with that drawing, you're lifting up, coming all the way back. Hands come back, bend those knees and come all the way down onto your back. Let's bring those knees up to our chest, give them a hug. And then extend your left leg long, keeping your right knee in towards your body. Moving it gently over to the right, keeping your torso still, bringing it back to midline. Just moving, again, this head of that femur, the stickiness of the hips can sometimes be what holds you back in postures. So hopefully we've released a little bit in these hips today. Bringing that left hand onto your right shin. Let's draw it all the way across the body and just pop it down onto the floor, and clamshell that right arm open to the right side. Take your gaze back to the right. And then allow yourself to surrender. You might notice that you're holding on in certain places. Are you holding on through that left quad? Really let it surrender. You're holding on in your calves. You're holding on in your face. And one more breath. When you are ready, let that left hand come to your right knee. Bring your knee back to center. Let's just send the sole of that foot to look at the sky. You might want to straighten your hips. Bring your right arm over your hamstring. Hug that leg into your body. Breathing in, breathing out. Sole of the foot looks at the sky. And then allowing yourself to just rock gently a little bit from side to side. If you want to take this happy baby, half happy baby, you can take your left hand to support your right foot as you bring your right arm on the inside of the right leg, and then press with your tricep onto your hamstring. Wrap your forearm around your calf, hold your toe, bring that left hand down and just press away. So you might remember this posture from the start of the class. If we flipped ourselves over, we're creating the same shape. And how different does it feel when you're lying on your back? Is it more intense? Is it more relaxing? It will be different for everybody. And then just bringing that left arm back up to support that right foot. Unwrap that right arm, hug that leg, and one last time, rotate your ankle, release your Rice Krispies. And let's let that right leg come long to the mat and just surrender on down. See what has happened on this right side of the body. For me, every time I practice, it feels different. Today, it feels tingly and light and heavy at the same time. I don't know how that works, but it does. So let's bring this left knee up into our chest, give it a hug, and then just move it from side to side. Creating that space, draw that leg across the body, all the way over. And then clamshell that left arm open. Take your gaze to the left. And breathing into your belly. Allowing the weight of your arm to open through this armpit. And then the weight of your leg to compress down in your groin. Just giving yourself this glandular open, this lymphatic drainage in a sense. Squeezing and opening. Just breathing. And 2 more breaths. Allow your head to float to center, your arm to come back, and just allow that leg to come back to center whenever you're ready. Taking your time, sole of the foot looks at the sky. Wrap your arm around your hamstring, hug yourself down. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, draw your toes towards you on both of your feet and just gently move a little bit from side to side. This lovely hamstring opening all the way through into your glute. Take your right hand, hold on to your left foot, and then bring your left arm on the inside of your body. Press the tricep onto the hamstring, wrap your forearm around your calf, hold on to your toe, bring that right hand down, press into the front of the right of your hip flexor, and just press it away. Good. Again, just reminding yourself of when you took this posture at the start of the class, when we were looking at our mats, not looking at the ceiling. One more deep breath to your belly. And then when your right hand comes up, to hold on to your foot, release that hand, hug that knee into the chest, rotate that ankle one way, the other way, noticing how this rotation in the ankle can be felt in your calf, up your shin, reminding yourself of the connection of the whole body. We are one big muscle. Let's hug both knees into the chest and take a rock, a circle, a figure of 8, whatever feels good for you. And then coming down into your final resting posture. This can be a moment in reclined butterfly, just allowing your knees to fall to the side, or you can come straight into your full Sirvasana, palms facing up, feet hip width apart, falling to the side. Just allowing yourself to surrender on the mat, taking a blanket if you want to, putting on your jumper, your socks, whatever you need to do to just give yourself the next 5 minutes. It's really important at the end of the class to take this 5 minutes. It's where all the changes get time to assimilate and really settle. So give this to yourself, take a breath, and see this breath as a healing white light coming down your body, passing your throat, your heart, filling your lungs, your belly, your whole pelvic girdle, coming into your quads, hamstrings, knees, shins, calves, ankles, and your feet relax. Take another breath of this healing white light to your belly. Let it rise this time. Fill your lungs, heart, chest, biceps, triceps, elbows, forearms. Let it warm the palms of your hands. Let it fill your throat and rise into your tongue, your jaw. Let it fill your throat, rise into your tongue, your jaw, cheeks, eyes, whole head, whole body, release. And gently allowing the awareness to return to your body. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And you can bring your arms above your head and inhale your fingers long. And your toes. And then bring those knees into your chest. Give them a hug, a little rock from side to side. And then you can roll to your right side and just pause here. Just noticing changes in your body, your mind. And when you are ready, pressing into your left hand, extending that top leg, and allowing yourself to slowly come up to sit, either in your cross-legged position or on your knees. You can bring your hands to face up on your legs, or you can bring your palms to center in prayer, and we'll close this practice with 3 breaths. Inhale. 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 Let's rub those hands together. Create that space, that energy. Pop your hands on your eyes. And then just gently opening your fingers, opening your eyes. I thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have an amazing day or sleep. Namaste.